The Peacemaker. We are living in a time of deep division. The world feels increasingly hostile. There is violence, anger, injustice, and conflict on every side, globally, nationally, and even in our everyday conversations. In moments like these, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, defensive, or even justified in responding with the same spirit we see around us. But Jesus never adjusted his expectations for his followers based on the times. In the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God." That statement is not a suggestion. It's not a personality trait for a select few. It's a description of what God's children look like. To be a peacemaker is to reflect the character of our Father. Peacemaking does not mean avoiding truth. It does not mean ignoring injustice. It does not mean being silent out of fear or weakness. Peacemaking means choosing Christ-like responses when the world pressures us to react emotionally. It means refusing to return evil for evil. It means letting the Spirit govern our words, our tone, and our actions. Scripture tells us, if possible, so far as it depends on you, live peaceably with all. And it also warns us, the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God. Jesus himself modeled this perfectly. He faced false accusations. He faced hatred, mockery, and injustice. Yet Scripture tells us that when he was reviled, he did not revile in return. Instead, he entrusted himself to the one who judges justly. Jesus did not deny injustice, but he refused to let injustice turn him into something ungodly. That matters deeply today. We live in a time when power, influence, and public figures often claim the name of Christianity, yet their actions do not reflect the teachings of Christ. This creates confusion. It creates frustration, and it tempts believers to excuse behavior the Bible clearly warns against. But Jesus said we would recognize people by their fruit. Christian faith is not proven by slogans, labels, or claims. It is revealed through humility, self-control, mercy, and truth. Our allegiance is not to earthly power or political identity. Jesus himself said, "My kingdom is not of this world." That means Christians must never sacrifice Christ-like character in order to defend a person, a party, or a position. So how do peacemakers live right now? When we are insulted or misrepresented, we do not strike back. Scripture says, "Repay no one evil for evil." When we are online, where outrage is rewarded and anger spreads quickly, we remember that words reveal the heart. The Bible tells us, "Let your speech always be gracious, seasoned with salt." You can be right and still be unchristlike. You can win an argument and lose your testimony. In a world filled with violence and hatred, Christians are called to stand out, not by shouting louder, but by shining brighter. Jesus said, "Let your light shine before others." Peace begins in the heart. You cannot produce peace outwardly if your inner life is ruled by fear, bitterness, or rage. Peace is not something we perform. It is fruit produced by the Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace. And Scripture tells us to let the peace of Christ rule in our hearts. That means Christ governs our reactions. Christ governs our words. Christ governs how we treat those who oppose us. So here is a gentle but necessary question for every believer. When people observe your life, your speech, your tone, your behavior, do they see someone shaped by Christ or shaped by the culture? The prophet Micah tells us plainly what God requires: to do justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with your God. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for faithfulness. In a world addicted to outrage, A peaceful Christian becomes a quiet testimony. In a divided world, peacemakers point to another kingdom. Jesus said, "Blessed are the peacemakers," not because they avoid conflict, but because they carry his character into it. May we be known, not for our anger, but for our faith, not for our outrage, but for our obedience, not for winning arguments, but for reflecting Christ. Because in times like these, the world doesn't need louder Christians. It needs holier ones.